Okay, you've made it to the extension part of the lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. And the extension part is pretty much a review of things that you should know, things that maybe you learned before and we need to just review a little bit. It will help you with specific questions on the STAR test when you have to do different steps or in any kind of a test where this would be part of that. So for instance, if we have to compare numbers using less than or greater than, that would be something where on your STAR test you do have to compare rational numbers and you do need to know which numbers are greater or less than other numbers. You may not actually have to use the greater than or less, the less than or greater than signs, but you do actually have to have that understanding. So this is why this helps you. So for instance, I have 0.06 and I have 0.60. So what I need to do is take these numbers and I need to compare them. I'm going to look at my one spot and they both have 0. I'm going to look at the tenths, T-E-N-T-H spot. This one is 0 and this one is 6. So at this point I know that the number on the left is less than the number on the right. And so I'm going to, on my keyboard by the letter M, there is a comma and then there's a less than sign. If I hit shift and hold it down and then click that, it'll make that sign for me. Now I'm going to go over here to 16.2 to 12.6. I do know that 16 is greater than 12, so I'm going to go ahead and make the greater than sign. And that symbol is next to the other one on my keyboard, so I can go ahead and put those on there. Notice that they're really not big, but it doesn't really matter if they're big or not. So that works. I can see it. You can see it. We're all good. Okay, word problems are usually hard for people, and so we have a couple of easier word problems here to hopefully kind of get your mind back into word problems. Blake earned 90 points on his math test. He received 5 points for each question he answered correctly. How many questions did Blake answer correctly? Okay, so what they're asking here is the unit rate of the questions. Because well, actually they have this part of 5 points per each question. So that would be the unit rate. I'm sorry, we're asking for how many of those questions that were 5 point each did he get correct to get to these 90 points. So what you need to do is I've come down here and I click on here and it's 90 divided by 5. And that equals, if you're not sure, let's go ahead and take out your calculator. 90 divided by 5 equals 18. So he answered, and you want to answer in a complete sentence. When you are actually dealing with a word problem, you actually have to answer it in a sentence. So at this point, you say Blake answered 18 questions correctly. Whoops, if you can spell it correctly. See, look, I love my computer. It actually tells me how to spell it. At that point here, because we have 90 points, 5 questions, or 5 points per question. Okay, and that's how I'm showing my work, and that's my answer. All right, so Seth bought supplies for school. He bought 12 pens for $2 each and 5 notebooks for $5 each. How much money did he spend on school supplies? Well, what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and put down pens. 12 times $2 equals 12 times 2 is $24. So here we can actually do our dollar sign so we know what we're doing. And then we have notebooks. Books. 5 times $5, which equals $25. So we did our first part there. Now we need to go and add $25 plus $24. $24 equals, and if you're not sure, you can use your calculator, or 5 plus 4 is 9, 2 plus 2 is 4, so that's 49. Okay, so we need to do a sentence. Seth spent $49 total on school supplies. And that's how you answer that. They need to be in complete sentences because we're actually answering a question. We're not just, they're not just asking us, what is 24 plus 25? At that point, you can put a number. When you're answering a question, how much money did he spend on school supplies? You need to answer it in the form of a sentence in order to get this correct, because that's what you'll see on tests and that's what's expected. So when I go ahead and I pull back out, that extension was done in 5 minutes, a little less than 5 minutes. I did a lot of talking, but the extensions are usually about 5 minutes long or less, depending on how fast it is, but it's to get your mind working and to help you remember how to do single-step word problems, multi-step word problems, and then how to classify and organize numbers at this point. So we are now at the end of the Unit 8 activity for surface area of nets. And now you can go ahead and submit your lesson in Canvas. If you have any questions on any of the slides that you can see over here, please reach out to me. Tell me what slide number it is. Like, for instance, this would be slide number 4. You see the 4 over here. I have a question on the second the second net, or I'm not sure what clue number 1 means. You need to be specific. When you email me and say, Miss Young, I don't understand the lesson for today, that does not help me. I need you to tell me specifically what you're not understanding. And you can't say, I don't understand any of it, because you should have watched the tutorial videos, which, again, for this part, walks you through and actually explains everything, points you in the right direction of what you need to do. I will not just come out and answer or go through everything, because I need you to watch the videos, especially if you're a remote learning. I need you to watch all the different tutorial videos and go through them, and then I need you to try on your own, at which point I will ask you what you have done, and I'll have you share it with me when we're on Zoom, so that way we can go over it together, and you'll share with me what you've done. If you haven't done anything, then I understand you don't understand because you haven't done anything. But I need you to put forth your best effort. I need you to look at the different links that are on here to help you kind of walk through how everything links together. But if you still don't understand, this is the same activity we will be doing in class. And I will do my best to share it, share my screen and have things kind of come on the screen. Sometimes that doesn't work with the computers, and so I actually have to write it on the board, which is harder for you guys to follow, because then you're trying to follow where I'm at and then you don't understand. So I will do my best to have things fly into the screen with the click of a button. But sometimes, like I said, technology sometimes doesn't work, and so I apologize for that. But reach out to me and email at any time, but be specific on your questions so I can actually help you. If you have any other things you want to say, let me know. We do have a unit test coming up on Wednesday, and so we should be ready for that when it gets here. Thank you guys so much. I know it's hard being remote, but you're doing an excellent job. Just keep moving forward.